Hello students. After learning Jaipur Atrauli Gharana, now in this lecture we will learn about one more famous Gharana in Uttar Hindustani classical music, that is Kirana Gharana. We all know the great classical vocalist Bharat Ratna Pandit Bhimsen Joshi, and we also know the Savai Gandharva Mahotsav, which is held in Pune city. Here, Savai Gandharva means Rambhau Kundagolkar, the foremost disciple of Abdul Karim Khan, who was the pioneer of Kirana Gharana. And Pandit Bhimsen Joshi was the disciple of Savai Gandharva. This Gharana is famous for its Swara Pradhan Gaiki and use of sargam in tar. Ustad Abdul Karim Khan was the founder of this Gharana. He was influenced by the Carnatic music, much to the credit to Abdul Karim Khan. Today, most Hindustani musicians from Karnataka, particularly Hubli, Dharwad, Belgaum, and Gadag, are exponents of Kirana Gharana, which has imbibed many of the Carnatic tradition. Here are some famous artists belonging Kirana Gharana. I will share the screen. Yes. Pandit Bhimsen Joshi, Ustad Abdul Karim Khan, Gangubai Hankal, Savai Gandharva, Dr. Prabha Atre, Hirabai Badodekar, Jayatirth Mevundi, Firoz Dastur, Pandit Suresh Bhau Mane, and many more. Okay, now let's learn about the history of Kirana Gharana. Kirana was the birthplace of Ustad Abdul Karim Khan, 1872 to 1937. One of the greatest musical minds Hindustani classical music has ever seen. Together with nephew and another legend, Abdul Wahid Khan, Abdul Karim Khan gave India the famous Kirana Gharana Gaiki. Among all the Gharanas in India, the famous Kirana Gharana is one of the most popular, and it gives the most number of singers at present. Kirana was the town where it is said Empire Jahangir resettled many families of musicians after a devastating flood destroyed their homes. Many sarangi and sitar players to find their roots in this town. Later, most musicians moved out one by one and enriched the world with their legacies. The name of this school of music derives from Kirana or Kairana, a town and tehsil of Shamli district in Uttar Pradesh. We all know that Ustad Abdul Karim Khan was one of the most famous musicians of this Gharana in the 20th century. Abdul Karim Khan's family roots that could be traced to Gopal Nayak of the 15th century. A frequent visitor to the court of Mysore, Abdul Karim Khan was also influenced by Carnatic music. The roots of tradition can also be traced back to his great grandfather Ghulam Ali and Ghulam Maula, the brother of Ghulam Ali. Abdul Karim Khan Sahib, already blessed with a melodious and highly tuned voice which could traverse all three octaves effortlessly, he blended these Carnatic elements in his gaiki and achieved perfection in the purity of swar. For example, I will share one audio clip by Abdul Karim Khan Sahib. Just a minute. Yes. अब्दुल करीम खां मियाँ के मौलवी. The original Kirana Gaiki or style. All octaves. Melodious swar. Three octaves. Effortless singing. Yes. Melodious voice. Hmm. It is also widely believed that he met Bhau Gandharva Ustad Rahmat Khan around this time. The senior Ustad was renowned for his aesthetic sense and extremely surreal gaiki, and he left an indelible impact on Abdul Karim Khan Sahib. Abdul Karim Khan had by this time become a regular visitor of the Mysore royal court. The process of blending several concepts into his gaiki and evolving an identity was well and truly set in his mind. He focused on a few selected and widely known ragas metrics such as Puriya, Marva, Kalyan, Malkams, Lalit, Todi, Asavari, etc. For these ragas, using Vilambit lay means slow tempo, he relied on the accuracy of each note in accordance with the ethos of each rag matrix. He also concentrated on a throated voice with flat tan patterns and achieved a machine like perfection in reproducing musical notes. Tuning and matching tanpuras precisely was another specialty he developed. Tuning one of the tanpuras in pancham means paswar and the other in nishad means ni, thereby creating a soundscape or a canvas of the entire octave in a concert was pioneered by him. Thus, all these signature features came to be known as Kirana Gaiki or Kirana style. It means Ustad Abdul Karim Khan Sahib and his students followed this style of singing, passing into generations to generations. Now, in next we will discuss on the detailed characteristics of Kirana Gharana. The central concern of the Kirana Gharana style is swara, its purity, sweetness, and the beauty of the musical note. Means swar is very important. While in Jaipur style, we had learned that the laikari is the main aspect or feature of this gaiki, means Jaipur gaiki. And in Kirana Gharana, laid emphasis on melody rather than the rhythm. This style is based on swara or individual notes in particular precise tuning and expression of notes. In the Kirana Gaiki, the individual notes of the rage are considered not just random points in the scale but independent realms of music capable of horizontal expansion. Highly emotions in swaras and its pukars means extendly rag swar in highly emotions tune in the higher octaves from a part of musical experience. Another unique characteristics of this gharana is the highly interact and ornate use of sargam tan, which have waving patterns with the notations themselves. We learned in Jaipur, uh, its style have khula akar is an important factor while singing. Our sound is produced while singing the alaps or use bol alap or tan with the words of bandish. But on the other hand, Kirana Gharana is based on swar and sargam. Prabhatri ji, the most famous artist of Kirana Gharana, is known for introducing the sargam in various ragas in Hindustani classical music. Here I will give one example of Dr. Prabhatri. This is Rag Kalavati. See the emotions. This is Ekta. See the variations of that word of Bandish. feature of this Gharana. Emotions through the sargam. Tan. In every Gharana, Tan is a different. The words, the meaning of the bandish, and the emotions. Marvelous. Tihai. Wow, such a great voice. Okay, great impact. Huh? This Gaiki is based on Swar. So, the style of this gharana, uh, logic demands a slow tempo as the musical elaboration has to meet the needs of the overall emotive approach. Okay. It follows that elaboration is literally and a note by note development of ragas or melodies is a rule observed with relish. In the Kirana Gharana, the individual notes of the raga are not just random points in the scale but independent realms of music capable of horizontal expansion. Particular and small note of raga favored by the musicians of the school. For example, standard Kirana fare would rely on Kalyan, Puriya, Lalat, Darbari, Miyaki Malhar, Miyaki Todi, Abhogi Kannada, etc. Most of the ragas projected by the Gharana are aptly described as Alap Yogya Rag, means Swarapradhan, again Swarapradhan Gayaki. That is those primarily conceived to the making of Alap as opposed to Tans. Aesthetic decisions about voice, Alap, emotionality, and so on render it unnecessary to have variety in the tal employed in singing. In Kirana Gharana, most of the bandish of bandish is composed in ektal or chumra, etc. At the end of the this lecture, I will share one audio clip of Bharat Ratna Pandit Bhimsen Joshi. Through this, you can understand all the features of this Gaiki, means Kirana Gharana Gaiki. I will share it. This is Rag Shuddha Kalyan. Slowly, silently, expansion of this rag. Horizontal expansion. Vilambit lay means slow tempo of Bada Khyal. Vilambit Khyal. The speed is very slow, so artists can expand all the swaras throughout this meter, means cycle of the tal. Variations of swar. Listen the beauty of the musical note.
The whole expression of the rag through the swaras, different types of swaras, patterns of that swaras. Okay. Yes. Yes, I hope all of you understood the style of singing of the Kirana Gharana, which is based on Swara Pradhan Gaiki. Let's revise all the points of the characteristics of Kirana Gaiki. Okay. Huh. Some important factors that highlight the Kirana Gharana Gaiki. Number one, the Kirana Gharana lays emphasis on melody rather than the rhythm. There are high emotions in the swaras when the artists of Kirana Gharana sing. We just had one example of Bharat Ratna Pandit Bhimsen Joshi. Number three, a small number of ragas are favored by the musicians of this gharana. That is Puriya, Marwa, Gaud Malhar, Miya Malhar, etc. Number four, Kirana Gharana is special for its Swara Pradhan Gaiki. Okay. So we will stop here for today. We will meet on our next lecture. So bye for now. Thank you. Bye.